Let's wait a minute. This is our referee. He's asking all of us to be ready. A question to you, what is the size of the venue? It's about 5 meters and 10 meters in length and width. It cannot be too long. If it's too long and the water is too cold, the athletes cannot stand it. Are you going to be the referee throughout the event? Yes, I'm not just a referee. I'm also a staff member. If there is any condition to attend to, I will be there. Now we have a short opening ceremony for the event. It's already begun. A brief introduction about this venue. As the referee has introduced just now, for the swimming pool, it's actually 10 meters long, and according to my knowledge, the depth is about 4 meters. Before the event actually begins, at the interval, we want to invite all of us to go to the scene and have some feeling about this venue by ourselves. Say hello to our audience. Hello, what's your name? I am Mr. Yu. Are you going to be the referee? Yes. Could you brief us about the form of the event today? Just like every year, Harbin will stage the International Winter Swimming Tournament almost every year. All of the professional and amateur athletes will gather together in such a cold weather to attend such a sports event. For every one of those athletes, and even the audiences and spectators, this is a huge challenge and a test of their wills. Everyone is enthusiastic. What is the form of the contest? I knew that it's 25 meters. We have about 4 lanes, and between each lanes we have the colored flags to serve as a boundary. You could see the 4 red-colored steps. They can start from that steps, from the right hand. We follow the example of some standard event venue, like jump, breaststroking event venue. It's the same thing in our design. Have you seen the jump? Also colored in red with some red flags surrounding it. Exactly. So still we will have a timer for this venue, right? Yes, for the 25 meters we will have a timer. For how many years have you been a referee? For 8 years. So according to experience, usually to finish the 25 meters, how long will it take? According to their different experience, sometimes the posture also makes sense. For example, different types of swimming, like the breaststroke and freestyle, they will take different time. And also for different genders, it differs as well, just like it differs according to their age groups. In northern China, the usual case is northerners usually are used to the winter swimming far better than the southerners. It takes about 16 or 17 seconds for breaststrokes. If he is better skilled, it's about 14 seconds. And this year, the water conditions differ from last year. And unlike the water in the swimming pools, in the fitness clubs, this water is also different, and usually they need to fight against some frictions in the water, and the temperature of the water is colder than that in the fitness clubs. Because of the lower water temperature, the water density is higher. That's why it's much more difficult. And in the cold weather, it will require much more from the athletes in terms of their health conditions and their strength. Could you help us to take a tour around this venue? How about we look at the starting point? It's very sleepy here. Let's walk slowly. You can see the numbers. The first one, every athlete will choose their own location according to the information already applied. You could hear the fireworks, and this fireworks sound represents the ending of the opening ceremony, and the event is officially launched. So before the athletes are ready in the place, let's take a short look at this venue. Later the athletes will start from here. This is number 3. For this basket, it is used to take the clothes of the athletes. They may need to wear some jackets, and before going into the pool, they need to take off the jackets and put it here. And then the baskets will be taken by the staff member and take them to the finish line. After the athletes get out of the water, they will take the jackets again. So just for the concern of the athletes, the baskets are prepared here. Can I ask you a question? I am from CCTV. I see that you're from Fujian province. It's your first time to Harbin? Yes. What do you feel about the temperature? I can handle it. So when the event is taken in Fujian, is the temperature much higher? Yes, much higher than Harbin. It's about 14 to 15 Celsius degrees. For the water temperature is about 10 Celsius degrees. So that's much different. Today it's about minus 20 Celsius degrees. Are you still confident? Yes. Have you ever had such contest in such a cold water temperature? I had did it in Tianjin. Tianjin might be a little bit warmer than Harbin. The temperature is about minus 4 Celsius degrees. I could see that you're suffering from the cold. I hope everything goes well with you today. Thank you. Now let's take another look. What is the water temperature? It's about 0, or even lower than 0. But usually it will be kept at 0 degrees. Now let's take a closer look. Why am I stressing the cold weather? You could see that this water surface has been broken this morning, but still, because the outdoor temperature is very low, we could also see some ice pieces already floating on the water surface, even though it has been cleared in the morning. Do you need to clear the water surface every morning? Yes, almost every day. Without such effort, every 2 to 3 hours there will be very thick ice caps on the surface of the water. You could already see some of the ice floating sporadically in this surface. So we need to use the stick to keep stirring this water surface to avoid any formation of more ice. Yeah, you need to keep stirring the water, yeah, just to avoid any more ice formation. Because if the athletes touch these ice caps, they may bleed. The ice is very sharp on the edges. And the men candidates are already here. And our referee is still working on the ice. They need to take it out of the water. Hello, I'm from CCTV. Where are you from? I come from Pingyang city of Wenzhou. Faidong, thank you. Are you cold? Yes. So this is the first round of competition for today. This is the male group. So the athletes are already in the water and swimming. This is the young males group doing breaststrokes. The first athlete has already reached the finishing point, the finishing line. And he's getting out of water. It must be chilling. And he's putting on his shoes and coat.
It is chilling outside, and I don't think it's a good time to do an interview, because the moment they get out of the water, especially when there's a little breeze, it must be very cold for them at this moment. And the second round of competition is about to begin. Today we have the young males group, the young women's group, and the middle-aged males group and middle-aged women group, and also the groups for senior citizens, and another special group for people over 70 years old. It's more for recreation. It's not part of a formal competition. And a lot of the athletes are in their 50s. Okay, now let's take a look at the second round of the competition. This is breaststroke competition. The athletes on the right lane is the first to rush to the finishing line. And let's see if we can have an interview with him. Hi, I'm with CCTV. So, which team are you representing? I'm representing Changsha. You were the fastest to reach the finishing line. I think there's something wrong with your slippers, right? It's a very good swim. Aren't you cold? No, not really. How do you think of the temperature? The temperature is actually higher than what I expected. I'm from Changsha of Hunan province, Chairman Mao's hometown. So how do you like the temperature? I think it's okay. We're from the south, and but I'm in good shape, so thank you. Now it's the first women's group. So, are you cheerleading for him? Yes, he has done a wonderful job. We are from Changsha of Hunan province. We are in the same Winter Swimming Association with this athlete. Can you comment on his performance? I think he did a pretty good job. We are in a young group, and he has done a lot of exercises, and he only began this year. I think what he did was quite impressive. So how do you think of this of the swimming pool compared to what you have in Hunan? The temperature is much lower, and the temperature in the water is also substantially lower than what we had in Hunan. So probably he's not quite used to it. It's a big challenge for him. Are you excited about the competition? Yes, of course. Do you have other athletes? Yes, we have representatives in the old age group. Most of them are in their 60s. And even one athlete in who is already 65 years old. I wish you good luck. Thank you. So a new round of competition is about to begin. Before they begin the competition, they will do some warm-up exercises. This is the middle-aged males group. So what this you're holding, this is warm water to quickly warm up. How do you feel about the competition? I think it is okay. It's about 15 to 16 seconds. And so this is for warming up, right? Yes. This should be a women's group. So in this cold winter of minus 20 degrees Celsius, it's more. I think it's more challenging for the women athletes. We have 3 athletes in this group. This is the middle-aged women's group, the first group. The athletes in the right lane is the fastest to reach the finishing line. So in winter swimming competition, if the temperature is lower than 13 degrees, it will be called winter swimming. But currently in Harbin, the water temperature is around 10 degrees Celsius, and it's quite challenging for the athletes. You can see this athlete wearing white cap is the winner of this round of competition. Besides, we can see some staff holding a bean pole, and they are the lifeguard for this competition for safety concerns. And let's have an interview with this winner of this round. Hi, you were the first to reach the finishing line of this group. Which team are you representing? I'm representing Inner Mongolia. I'm 32 years old, and this is my first year of doing winter swimming. And I felt good today because the temperature in Harbin is higher than what we had in Inner Mongolia, and this water temperature is also quite enjoyable. I want to thank the organizer for inviting us here. I want to thank all the viewers and the reporters. How do you feel about the temperature of the water? I think it's around 0 degree. Is it higher or lower than your training temperature? Usually I'm trained under at minus 2 degrees Celsius. I didn't see you do a lot of warm-up exercises. Actually, we did some warm-up exercises indoors, And then some simple exercises when we went outside to make sure that our body can adjust. So if you want to do winter swimming, please make sure that you have all the protections that you need, and you have to ensure that you are safe and healthy before doing any competition. Okay, thank you. And the athletes have shared a lot of knowledge about the winter swimming with us. And because you're wearing swimming suit, it is the purpose of that is to make yourself quickly adjust to the outdoor temperature. If you can adjust yourself to the outdoor temperature, when you enter the water, you won't feel too cold. And this swimming lane is only 25 meters long. This is mainly because the temperature is too low. Therefore, it is not advisable for the athlete to stay below water for more than 1 minute. So that's why there's only a swimming pool of 25 meters long. Now, it's Mr. Cui from the labor union of Harbin City. Can you brief us on the temperature, the environment, and what does it mean to the athletes? Today the temperature is quite low. It's in the midwinter days, and the water temperature should be 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above freezing point. But in the Songhua River, the temperature should be lower than minus 20 degrees Celsius. Today's temperature is it has reached one of the lowest point in recent years. And today we still have more than 600 athletes participating in today's competition. And as you can see from the opening ceremony, we have very good atmosphere, and we see very good performances from the first few groups. So what do you think of the temperature? What does the temperature mean for the athletes?
For those that have been living in northern China for years, this is actually in their comfort zone for the temperature. But for these southern candidates, since the outdoor temperature and the water temperature are much lower than their usual environment, that's a challenge for them. But they are more than happy to accept such a challenge. Another point is for the swimming lanes, they are about 25 meters long, and we have been talking about this design of the lens. Is there any consideration for the lens? For the design of the winter swimming lines, we accord to the international standards. Usually it's about 25 and 15 meters in length and width. It's not the same thing with the swimming pools in the fitness clubs, because we need to consider the outdoor conditions. Could you brief us more on the swimming pool? Is this the river water from Songhua River? Now the location is in the water area in southern stream of the Songhua River. The depth of the Songhua River at this section is about 34 meters, and the depth of the ice on the river is about 65 feet. And since the end of November and early December, we will actually have some ice formation on Songhua River, and the traffic will be in a difficult condition because of the icing on the river. And when the depth is about 30, that is a favorable condition for us to dig into the ice formation, and it can stand the weight of human beings. So we will start some winter sports activities on the surface of the Songhua River. If it is at the temperature or at the time of today, and the depth of the ice formation on top of the Songhua River is deepening, I think that by the end of January, the depth of the ice formation will be at its highest. Sometimes it could be as high as 80 centimeters. Now, usually it's about 60 to 70 centimeters. We will keep such measurement almost every day. We have been seeing staff members keep stirring the water. What is the intent of such a work? In such a season in Harbin, it's very cold. In particular, the outdoor temperature in the evening time, with the northern west wind blowing to Harbin, the outdoor temperature could be as low as minus 30 Celsius degrees. The ice might be formed instantly. So before actually the sunrise, our staff member will get outside and keep stirring the water to eradicate the ice formations on top of the water. And after such work, we will pave the way for the swimmers in the daytime. That's a very good environment. Now, what you are seeing right now is they are keeping away the ice formation, because sometimes, even though your naked eye cannot catch the ice formation, they are already there, and time after time, the ice will grow bigger, and the athletes will get hurt by those ice. So we keep using those instruments to get rid of those ice. In that way, we can guarantee the safety of all of those candidates. So by that, it means in Harbin, this is a unique phenomenon to keep doing this, right? Because of the unique low temperature. Yes, because usually the water temperature indoor is about 1 to 2 Celsius degrees, but outdoor water temperature could be minus 20 Celsius degrees. That's hugely different. That's why we need to keep doing that job. If we spray the water into the air, the sprayed water will instantly be iced. So the temperature difference between indoor and outdoor could be 30 degrees. And I am very curious to see that so many athletes attending today's event is having their first time here. What type of athletes are actually more suitable for such event, or is everyone suitable and adaptable to such winter swimming condition? I cannot say that everyone suits the condition. According to our years of experience and our communication with those winter swimmers, I think they need to have several features. For example, the cardio conditions, the kidney functions must be normal, and they could have some severe diseases like heart disease or blood pressure. For the ordinary people, if they can actually keep up the work and have perseverance, I think they can try to challenge themselves against the nature conditions. without such strong will and their ability to challenge nature, it is very hard to keep swimming in such cold time. And for all of those swimmers, they usually keep swimming throughout the seasons until early winter. If they can reach this point, in particular in places like Harbin, and if you can keep swimming until October in the year, they are actually already ready for the winter swimming, even in the toughest conditions. And after the first year experience, for the next years, they can keep doing the winter swimming. Some people could last for 30 years of such activities. So whether we can suit such a sport activity, it's actually a long time thing. For example, in summertime or in September and October, you can still stand such a low water temperature. Then it means you are probably ready for winter swimming. Yes, it takes time and perseverance. It's a test of your will. So that is a warning. Hello? So, through what you said, you mean it's not just a instantaneous idea. If you want to do this and you can just jump into the cold water, actually it takes time and takes much activities and exercise in summertime, in autumn, and then in winter. In summer, it's very easy to jump into the water, but sometimes you may catch cold, or you may have a stroke or the other adverse effect. I used to interview an athlete, and that athlete is very enthusiastic and excited about such a challenge, but on the second day, he couldn't even get out of his bed. He had a high fever. So it means that we should be alerted about such a choice. If you are excited about this idea, you need to do some exercise. Perhaps start exercising since summer and then through autumn until winter. And you need to keep doing this almost every day throughout these seasons. From autumn to winter, the temperature will keep declining day by day, so you'll keep trying every day until the last day when you're ready for winter swimming. For all of those audience watching our live broadcasting right now, I have to tell you that we are now on the surface of the Songhua River ice surface, and we're in the venue of the International Winter Swimming Invitational Tournament. In total, we have 55 teams with 600 candidates, including teams from Russia and the US, also of course, different provinces of China, and also the Republic of Belarus. For the southern provinces like Fujian province, Guangdong, Guangxi provinces in southern part of China, they are all here joining us at the temperature of -20 Celsius degrees in the ice city of Harbin in China. So many people say that the swimmers are actually warriors. That's because they have high spirits to try to challenge themselves in such a tough condition. They have to go beyond many difficulties because after all, they have such huge temperature difference, the water temperature and the body temperature. It's a stimulation to the body. So if you cannot get past this test, then you need to rely on your will and your perseverance. If after some certain time you're used to the water temperature, you will not be afraid of the temperature. But in the meantime, you need to take a lot of will to actually reach that point. Interestingly, I've discovered a fish here, lying here. Is it out of the swimming pool? It's a unique type of fish in northern China. I've discovered it by the edge of the swimming pool. It's already stiff. I don't know if it is because of the coldness. And our staff member have actually taken it out of the swimming pool. if you look at the fish, it means that this water is naturally water from Songhua River, because you can discover such fish living in those water. And secondly, this steep fish could point out the low temperature outdoor. When the fish is taken out of the water, it is already stiff. I don't know if it's dead yet. Later, is there going to be some contests for the elderly people? We have 6 age groups, from 30 to 35, from 36 to 40, from 41 to 45. So every 5 years we have one age group contest. What is the oldest group? It's about the limit of 70 years old. For those higher than 70 years old, we will have a limitation. They will have some performance afterwards, of course. Because in the extreme cold weather, for safety concerns, we haven't designed the contest for elderly people. We can see that many athletes are pouring the cold water to their body. I think that's an attempt to adjust themselves to the temperature, right? Yes. You can see in lane 3, he starts a little bit late compared to the other athletes. Perhaps he wasn't concentrating on the sound of initiation. If they start several seconds later, then that's a bad thing. For the invitational tournament, it's a contest, but I am feeling like everyone is enjoying this experience. They are coming here for more communication with the others. It's a very special type of winter sports in northern China. People coming from all around the country and the world take this opportunity to have more communication with the other swimmers. Through such communication and get to know each other, those athletes from different sister cities or provinces or even from overseas could actually learn from each other. And in such a season, in a city like Harbin, such an event is a real opportunity for all of them. That's why they really want to grab on. In particular, for the amateurs who love winter swimming, Harbin is a very ideal place for winter swimming. Yes, Harbin was one of the first cities in China to voluntarily take such an event in wintertime. Harbin Winter Swimming Association was founded in 1983, and in the 1980s until now, in 2018, it is fair to say that the winter swimming sports activities have already undergone over 3 decades of history in an organized way. Now, 40 minutes have passed in our live broadcasting. Another introduction about the temperature right now is already minus 20 Celsius degrees. What do we feel? If we look at the clothes we're wearing, it's very thick. Perhaps I've already worn about 10 layers on me, like the jackets and the other equipment like the hats and gloves that's necessary. But for the athletes, they can only wear the swimming suits.
But they also need to prepare some coats to keep them warm before the competition. They only take off their clothes a few seconds before this competition. Why don't we try the water temperature later? But now, it's time to take a look at another round of the competition. Maybe after this round we can take off our gloves and see what it's like. The water will be like cutting knives. It's freezing. The winter swimmers really have perseverance. They have strong will. for common people, you can feel the sting only by the touch of your hand. But the winter swimmers, they throw themselves entirely into the water, and you can imagine how much perseverance that needs. One of the female athletes have been doing winter swimming for 5 years, and before she started this exercise, she is not in a good shape, is not in a good condition. She has to take pills every day, but after undertaking this sports, she does not need the pills or medications anymore. So it's really a very beneficial sports for a lot of people. So we have living examples for that. Winter swimming is good for our health, but are there any risks of catching cold? What kind of protections do we need? What is the right way to do winter swimming? Of course, safety first, and you need to take a scientific methods, and also a good attitude. If you are not up for it, if you are not in the right condition for it, you probably shouldn't do it. And if you want to do it, you have to adopt a scientific view and methods. So we're seeing one more round of competition. So let's try the water temperature after this round of competition finishes. This is still the male middle age group. It's men under the age of 50. Today we have 2 swimming strokes, freestyle as well as breaststroke. In winter swimming, backstroke and butterfly stroke are not allowed, because these 2 swimming strokes are not suitable to winter swimming, because when you're doing butterfly stroke or backstroke, you cannot see what's ahead, and if there's ice chips, there might be the danger of injuring yourself. So that would be that much more difficult for the athlete to safeguard its safety. And also, and right now it's we are in between competitions. I'm taking off my glove and try the water temperature for our viewers. Now I'm reaching out my hands into this water. Yeah, you can see some ice chips, and my hand instantly turned red at the touch of this water. I can tell that this water is freezing. Can feel the stings or like knives slicing your skin. And now my fingertips turn numb. How do I describe it? It's like the coldest water. The tap water's temperature indoors is about several degrees above 0, but this is much lower than that. So if you want to feel it, you can turn on your tap and you can feel that, and this temperature is actually 10 degrees Celsius lower than that. If you take a look at this water, you can see ice strips forming as we speak. The human temperature is around 36 degrees Celsius, and this is more than 30 degrees Celsius lower than human body temperature. There is a huge gap. Therefore, it's highly stimulant to the human body. So it's not just about your perseverance or strong will. You have to take on safety measures to make sure that you're safe, all the while enjoy the bring and benefit. And I just want to tell you that I cannot feel my hand right now. I don't know if you can see clearly. My hand is totally freeze to the color of red. You can also see some foreign athletes participating in this event. I think we have a American athlete who will be participating in a second group of the middle-aged male. And another Russian athletes participating in the women's group. Obviously, this athlete is not ready, and the lifeguard is trying to pull him out of the water to guarantee safety, but he proceeded to continue this competition. The athletes on the left lane of this pool. Maybe we can have an interview with him later to see what was going on. If you have any questions, please leave a message for us. Mr. Cui here is an expert, and we can ask him on your behalf. Was there anything wrong when you depart? What happened? I was not ready. I was not fully prepared. Where are you from? I'm from Sichuan province. And the temperature is okay because it's pretty fast. It's only a matter of seconds. Thank you. I believe that this temperature is quite challenging, especially for southern athletes, because the outdoor temperature is much higher in southern China than it is here. You can see that's where the athletes sign up for this competition. We can see the athletes on the middle lane has already taken off his glasses. Let's take a look at the signing up situation here. Let's see if we can find some athletes from foreign countries here. We can see a lot of athletes exiting the assembly point here after confirming their participation. So there are too many people here, and it's too crowded. Another group of athletes is about to take the stand. So, what group is this? This is the middle-aged men's group. So, people in their 40s. I think it's people above the age of 50. And later we will take a look at the elderly group. I think it's not easy for the senior citizen to take on this challenge. Let's have a chat with the viewers.
Hello, we're from CCTV. I'm seeing that you're already frozen, right? Where did you come from? I come from Sichuan province. Are you part of the winter swimming team? So, are your team members preparing for the event? Are you going to be part of the athletes? No. We have the other members attending the event. They're the athletes, but not us. For example, the man over there attending the scene, he is one of us. In Harbin, is this the first time in Harbin? How do you feel about it? I feel very good about it. Are you cold or not? I'm already 60 to 80 years old, but I still love it. Are you a winter swimmer? Not really. That is my husband over there. Compared to your city, is there any difference in terms of winter swimming? We actually swim in Yangtze River. Here it's in Songhua River. Thank you. Due to time limit, after watching this group of competition, our live broadcasting will come to an end. Now what we are seeing is the middle-aged group for males. It's a breaststroke. For the event, it will last for 2 days. So tomorrow, there will be another event in the morning, just like today. And finally, we will come to a final with a ranking of all of those athletes. Today, due to time limit, we have watched the youth group, middle age group, for the males and females in the backstroke teams. And later, there will be the elderly groups, ranging from 55 to 60, from 61 to 65, and finally 66 to 70. In total, 3 groups for the elderly. And I hope you will stay tuned in CCTV. Later we will have more details. This is the end of this. Thank you.